We've been frantically arranging the set because there's just a few days left until Halloween and the shops are lined with pumpkins, as is our studio. And joining me now is Mark Ford from Slindon Pumpkins. He's also a land artist that has been making eerie art from vegetables for years. And as a special Halloween treat, he's going to be showing us how you can make your own pumpkin really stand out from the unearthly crowd. Thank you so much for coming in, Mark. We've got a huge array of things going on here. So just kind of talk me through what we're going to be doing.
So we're going to be carving a pumpkin. I think from start to finish, I think is manageable in sort of 4 minutes.
Yeah, there's no pressure.
No. So what I tend to do is I like to use like a dry marker.
Okay.
And then just to draw out a face there. Do that very, very quickly.
Okay.
And and of course pumpkins have been carved out for centuries, and there's a long tradition in America, so that's that cut out there. I think
it's a good drawing.
And what people like to do, I think a lot of people, they tend to cut out the top, but then when you get to put a candle inside, you can burn your hand. So I like to cut out the bottom.
Okay.
So if you cut out the bottom, it's also where the majority of the seeds are, so it's easier to.
Okay, so we've all been doing it wrong, is what you're saying. People do it from the top, but we should be doing it from the bottom. We're not wrong, but
no, I don't think there's any wrong way of doing anything. I've got an ice cream scoop here, so let's just delve in there.
This is amazing. I think you get a prize for the fastest pumpkin carver ever.
Maybe I've carved this one yesterday. Of course, you don't have to do that sort of traditional face. You can use, I've got a drill.
Yeah, so this one, if they can get a shot of this one here, he's done little holes in it all the way around, which looks amazing.
Okay. Oh, sorry about the mess there.
Don't worry about the mess.
You can, so this one is just carved straight in as a face, like you would, say, carve stone or wood.
Do you need to have kind of special practice at carving stone, or did you learn on vegetables? It's the 4th year I've done a display at Slindon Pumpkins, but this is my first attempt, so I think anybody could do it. Okay. And that's it, guys. He's
effectively
emptied out the pumpkin in just that amount of time.
So of course, pumpkins are...
got a bin down there, he's not just throwing it on the floor.
Pumpkins are rich in beta-carotene, so they call them superfoods.
Yeah.
And lots of antioxidants, anti-carcinogenic. They even say that it's...
So this will be good for that soup afterwards.
Oh, definitely good for soup. I mean, the seeds are also good for... You could dry them out, put them in the oven, bit of butter and salt.
And then do you eat them just like that? And is that like the pumpkin seeds that one gets in the shop? Or are they really different?
Yeah. I mean, there's over 400,000 varieties of pumpkin squashes. Yeah.
Really?
A lot of them.
And are these all the same variety? And do they come from...
I think they've been sort of bred over the centuries for carving.
People like these special... And tell me a bit about the Slindon Pumpkin display. Well,
it's been going for about 40... So there's the eyes.
That's amazing. Now I can see why you sort of drew on it first.
Yeah. It's been going for about 40 years. Started by a chap called Ralph Upton. Sadly, he's passed away, so his sons continued the tradition. And every year, this year, the display's in aid of the RNLI.
Yeah.
At Shoreham Lifeboat. And there's about 12,000 pumpkins up on the display. Sorry, 1,200.
1,200?
1,200. And each one, because you can see these are quite heavy, each one is held up by a stick.
Oh my gosh.
Or at least, 1 or 2 sticks. So
now you're making the teeth, and you're kind of doing it, so when I've done it in the past, I've sort of done, I guess, kind of like on a castle,
Oh, I see,
But you've done a sort of a smile, and then now you're giving him slit teeth.
Yeah, it's a kind of like Nightmare Before Christmas, the Jack pumpkin head.
Okay.
That was on there. Ooh, let's do another one there.
This is amazing.
Okay.
Is there a Guinness World Record of the most number of pumpkins done in a year? And if there isn't, we should maybe get you involved in that.
I think there could be. I know there's certainly a heaviest pumpkin competition.
Yeah.
And there's some very large pumpkins at the Slindon display. So there's that carved out very roughly.
Oh,
sorry about all the things on the floor.
Oh my God! And what have you got going on this one, Klaus?
So
just interrupt what you're doing. We've got this one here with these little eyes poking out.
Well, I think
and some little teeth made of. Are they made of paper? No, they're made of kind of.
That's made of milk bottle, actually.
Milk bottle.
So I think as long as people have a go,
that's great.
and they can experiment and just have a play, really. Not to be too serious about it. It's for one night. I mean, it's a great festival. So
that's kind of done now.
That's done. That's done. Other techniques you could do is...
And do you kind of wipe off the face afterwards?
Oh yes, we could do that, couldn't we? Got a cloth down here. There's another
there
sort
we
of
go.
technique.
Oh, look at that.
Have we got a candle, maybe?
We have got a candle. We can use these candles here. Pop him carefully over that.
Hopefully let's make it a little bit bigger, I think. Get rid of that waste. I think that fits.
Aww.
Oh, does that fit? Just there, like that.
And is there do you need a special kind of knife? I mean, here you've got just quite an ordinary knife.
Yeah, just a normal kitchen knife. I've used an ice cream scoop
to get the stuff out. And you were saying there are other techniques as well.
There are, with the one that's down there.
The one at the front.
It's kind of like a stencil technique. So you can download stencils on the internet and then draw them on. But that was just.
Oh, you just download the stencil from the internet. Oh, there we go. We've got a better view of it now. I just turn it round. Don't know where I'm turning it. There we go. That way.
Yeah, absolutely. But this was just drawn on and then cut out. So I used a little old.
Like a sort of chisel there,
yes.
Isn't it? You've got. That's amazing. And so we're just going to turn the lights down now, so everyone can get the sort of full effect of this. And just remind me one more time about the display that you're doing.
So it runs up, continues all through, obviously, to Halloween, which is this Saturday. And people come from all over the country, sometimes from America, just to have a look at the display. It's a really worthwhile tradition in the village.
And do you donate money? Is there a collection there?
There's a collection for the RNLI. But I think the money just gets ploughed back into the business. But it does bring a lot of people to the village. We don't have a pub anymore in the middle of the village or a post office. So we've got a Forge Cafe, and the local church has a pop-up cafe and restaurant for this week.
Amazing stuff. Thank you so much, Mark, for coming in and doing all this. I mean, that's blown my mind how quick you were on that. That was incredible. How many years have you been kind of carving vegetables for? Not that that's anything you do, but...
I've been working as an artist for about 25 years, but I've only been getting into well, this is my first carving, actually.
Okay.
But I tend to work with sort of willow. I grow willow and do workshops with schools.
Well, thanks so much for coming on. I'm afraid we've got to end it there, but that was an incredible display and some good ideas I've picked up for kind of different things to do with pumpkins.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at some of the local sport now. Football and Havant Waterlooville. Weather, patchy cloud may be thick enough to give the odd spot of light rain in the west overnight. Otherwise, most parts will be dry with a few clear spells and lows of 9 degrees centigrade. Another mild day for tomorrow after a dry start. Occasional rain will spread east during the morning. That rain will ease up during the afternoon, with western parts becoming drier and brighter, and maximum temperatures of about 16 degrees centigrade. You're watching Solent News Now. Still to come on the programme. The Southampton Distribution Complex gets the green light from planning chiefs, and hear what was once stored in Southampton's medieval vaults.